Hello everyone, welcome to another episode from me, Crafted Genius here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on my channel as we venture into the world of Pokemon Go. So as you can see on the screen right now, I've actually been playing quite a bit of Pokemon Go. I've been collecting a few Pokemon. I'm level 18 at the moment, so it's a pretty high level, but my Pokemon aren't that great. So today, what this video is all about, why you've come to this channel and why you've clicked on the link to watch. We are going to be going through some of the top things that Pokemon Go can do to make this one of the best games of all time, if it isn't already. So of course, this game has got huge potential at the moment, and it's by far and away not complete. The first initial signs of Pokemon Go are absolutely amazing, so I'm here to show you a few things that Pokemon Go could do to make this one of the best games of all time. So first off, I would love to see the Pokédex guy make a return. I know this is a bit of a curveball for many of you because you want some huge features, which I'll address in a second, but I would love to see the Pokédex voice guy make a nostalgic return to this game. It'll be something a little bit like this.
Charmander. A flame burns on the tip of its tail from birth. It is said that a Charmander dies if its flame ever goes out.
You want that in your game. Okay, so next up I have been obviously watching Pokemon Go videos, and the trailer was amazing, and I was excited for the game when it was announced on the trailer. But I would love to actually see something like the Mewtwo battle, which you'll probably see somewhere here, where you can actually view other people playing battles and other people like an AR battling system. So when you get your camera out, you can actually see what's going on. You can look around and you can see who's battling who, how close the fight is, and you can see Pokemon like weave in and out of augmented reality, like weave in and out of buildings and around people and stuff. I know that's very like high tech, but I'd say that AR in Pokemon at the already has probably done the hardest part. So I don't think this is too much of a step ahead to have audience viewing. So say you're at say you're at a football stadium, say, you could actually see people battling other people, because of course battling will come into the game eventually. But I think it'll be awesome to be able to view other people battling. So if you're in a football stadium, you'll be able to view other people battling in the middle of the stadium. How cool would that be? So my third tip for Pokemon Go would be to add big gyms to the game. Of course there's gyms in the game at the moment, but I would go one step further and say they should add big, one solid, huge gym where you can earn badges at these gyms. I'm in Manchester, say, you'd have Old Trafford as the big gym. Everyone will go there to battle it and get that badge. And then you can go to different countries and the different big cities in the world and get a badge from each of those cities. That would be absolutely epic, and perhaps those big gyms would be they'll be obviously the most wanted gyms, so they're gonna have to be something a bit difficult, and maybe even have computer players holding them down where they'd be really tough. But once you got those badges, you'll be able to see them in the Pokédex. You can say, oh, I've got the Manchester badge, I've got the London badge, Barcelona badge, and you just feel like an absolute boss. So next up, I'm going to be addressing the evolutions. This case, I don't think the battling is perfect. No one is saying it is. But I think at the moment they need to add some reward, a better reward than just XP for battling and trying to obtain those gyms. I think it should dive back to its roots a little, just a little, because this Pokemon Go game is totally different from the old ones. But I think Pokemon Go should add battling where you actually earn candy for taking over a gym. So that means you're going to be using your Pokemon in battles to try and get candy for those Pokemon. And it's going to be a bit more tactical based rather than just pushing a screen like this. So I know I've addressed a few things so far in this video that are a bit different, and they're not mainstream recommendations for Pokemon Go to add. Of course I'm on the bandwagon to get trading in the game, to get proper battling in the game, to get the future generations of Pokemon in the game. But I'm going to be here addressing the small things that Pokemon Go could easily add to the Pokemon Go game that's already so great. So talking of battling in this game, the battling isn't perfect straight away. It's just tapping on a screen and swiping to the left and right. It's not perfect. The developers know that, and I'm sure they'll be adding some sort of depth to the game in regards to that. What I do recommend though, this is something I haven't really heard too much about from anyone on YouTube really, is TMs and HMs. You remember those days where you used to pick up a Pokeball, it used to have cut inside, and you'll teach it to your Pokemon and he would know the move cut. Now I'm not saying that you should go around with your Pokemon and destroying augmented reality trees, although that would be absolutely fucking epic as well. I'm saying that you should be able to teach Pokemon different moves, because I think in the future TMs and HMs and moves for Pokemon are going to become a pretty important thing in the battles, although at the moment I don't think they make too much of a difference when battling. I think TMs and HMs would be a quality thing to pick up from Pokestops, and it'd be a pretty rare thing to get. Think about picking up Flash from a Pokestop, and then you'd be able to use the Flash at night to see like into the dark. That would be so cool, although I have to ground myself back into reality now, and I don't know if that's a thing. But I do think TMs and HMs could be a cool thing to add. So now we're going to be moving on to the new generations of Pokemon. There's Gold, there's Silver, there's Sapphire, there's Emerald, there's Ruby, there's Omega blah, and there's Alpha Sapphire this, and X and Y, and Black and White. I'm a retro gamer. I like Red and Blue, and just edging into Gold. I played Leaf Green as well, but my heart and soul are with... That's another Pokemon game. My heart is with the Red and Blue game. So when it comes to adding new Pokemon to the game, I don't want them to ruin it. I don't really want to see hundreds and thousands of Pokemon being added to the game every like couple of months. I want to see perhaps Pokemon Go being splitting up into many games. So this is the Pokemon Go 1, say. We'll have Pokemon Go 2, and that'll be Pokemon Gold and Silver Pokemon. And then we'll move it on to the different games. So in the end, there'll be about 7 or 8 apps. I don't know if that's the best route of doing it, but I think that's one route that the developers could go down, because there are people that only want to play with the original Pokemon. But it would be nice to maybe be introduced to the new series. So perhaps they could keep it to the single game, and then add different Pokedexes, and you can select which Pokedex view you want to see of the world, because I don't want to go down the street and bump into a Sudowoodo when I want to get a Charizard. You see my gist? I hope you do. But that's just one alternative they can do to bring in the new generations to the game. So the next thing I want to add is location-specific Pokemon. I know they've got a degree of this in the game already, but I want to see more specific Pokemon to specific areas. So I'm thinking, I live near a hospital at the moment, so I want to see a Chansey being there, and I want to see it be a Poke Center. That would be pretty cool to see. You'd be able to heal your Pokemon, you'd be actually able to catch Pokemon-centric things around those areas kind of thing. I know they've got it with water at the moment, but I think it could go a bit into depth with the water. It could be there could be more environments. I'm saying, like if you go to a desert, I want to see a Sandshrew and a Sandslash, and if you go to a quarry, say, you see an Onyx and a Geodude. Perhaps they've already got it, but I haven't really been to a quarry. But I think that would be a pretty cool addition to add. Just really more nailing down the specifics of locations, be a bit more specific. But for the first generation, it's doing a pretty good job. So finally, in my Pokemon Go recommendations, I think this is number 9, we are looking at the events for the legendaries. This is where the game could really come into its own. If you look at the trailer, which I should have like here, I've been playing previously when talking about the audience participation kind of side of it, I think it would be pretty fucking cool if they added events for legendaries, for higher level Pokemon, everything like that. Really cool Pokemon where you're like, oh my god, go down to the Trafford Centre right now, there is Mewtwo holding it down, and everyone congregates around it, everyone's trying to battle it, and then whoever's there when they're battling it can throw an Ultra Ball, catch it, and boom, everyone cheers, and it will be so epic if they can pull that off. So I'm quite happy that they haven't just thrown these legendaries into the game and they're holding it back. They're probably going to be nailing down that amazing experience that you could get with the legendaries. The potential for this game is really huge, and I think Pokemon Go is only it's just snowballing its way into a huge titan of what Nintendo and Pokemon could do by going into that mobile market. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little discussion point of what Pokemon Go could add to the game that would make it an absolutely awesome game. I kind of took some curveballs and some different routes into what Pokemon Go could add. So I hope that different perspective, not being a bit mainstream, going for all those niche things, satisfies your taste. If you have any feedback though, please leave it down in the comments below. I'll be reading it all. You can also tweet me at Crafted Genius as well. If you want any more Pokemon Go videos, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll be playing this, of course, but I shall see you in the next video, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I shall see you on the battlefield. Bye.
Fucking hell! Wow, I just did the coolest bailout of a plane in the world. I'm down to, wow, it took me down to 1 health. Jesus, that was so cool.